Hello, I'm Ruba from Jordan. I work at the Royal Scientific Society. I manage the Climate Change Studies Division. The Royal Scientific Society is the National Technical Institute under the NDC Action Project. And I will be presenting to you today Jordan's case study in applying to the Mitigation Action Facility. So let's start. In this presentation, I will be talking about Jordan's experience in developing a proposal for the Mitigation Action Facility, how we came up with the idea, how we identified the climate rationale, what was the national context back then, and how we identified the baseline and the mitigation potential. So let's start. As part of the NDC Action Project, we have carried out capacity building needs assessment. And the outcome of this capacity building assessment identified the climate finance and the greenhouse gas mitigation analysis as needed areas for support. So we decided, with the support of our colleagues and partners from UNEP and UNEP CCC, to dedicate workshops a whole week for hands-on training how to develop a proposal related to the mitigation, and our focus was our priority area as NDC Action Project is solid waste management. We identified a call that back then it was announced by the Mitigation Action Facility. This call focuses on energy, transport and industry, and any project that is linked to one of the priority areas or sectors. The call stressed or highlighted the need to support NDC action implementation, and the UNFCCC process as a whole. It was a grant-based funding, so that was perfect, and it had an upper amount of 25 million euros per project. And they announced a simplified application process that we can follow. So we submit a concept note, and the next level we will submit the full proposal. So in order to develop a concept note for the Mitigation Action Facility call, we convened multi-stakeholder on the same table. We invited our partners from the ministries of environment, agriculture, water, local administration, energy, and we have also invited personnel from the local authorities such as Greater Amman Municipality, Greater Irbid Municipalities, and several other municipalities. Back then we tried to establish a local context for the whole session and the whole workshop, and let me give you an idea about our Jordanian context. A quick idea. Jordan, as you may know, is a Middle Eastern country, relatively small area, around 89,000 kilometers square. We have a total population of around 12 million. The population has doubled 10 times over the past 55 years due to forced immigration, not just natural growth. So we had to deal with stress on resources and stress on services as well. Our country is 75% considered as arid country, and we receive less than 200 millimeter annually. Jordan is ranked as the second poorest country in the world in terms of water resources. There's high demand on water resources, and the agriculture is the largest consumer of our water resources. In terms of energy, Jordan currently imports around 90% of its total energy, comprising 8% of its total GDP. Also, the largest consumers of energy is the transport sector, followed by the household, and then industrial and the service sector. Let's please focus on the service sector and the household, as it directly relates to the concept that we came up with. In terms of transportation, the sector is energy inefficient, and the public transportation is not well organized, and it is not even sufficient. And it consumes, or it takes up to a quarter of the family's income on an annual basis. In terms of waste sector, Jordan has experienced a large increase in population over the past decade, as we have previously mentioned, and so this comes with increasing amounts of waste to be dealt with. Also, Jordan waste, solid waste, is collected from 94 municipalities in containers without segregation. There are 80 recorded landfills that are not properly designed nor operated. They demonstrate lack of proper lining, leachate collection, and landfill gas management system. Also, we have 33 public wastewater treatment plants in Jordan. They are operated in cooperation and in partnership with the private sector, and the responsible party in Jordan for the wastewater treatment is the Water Authority of Jordan and the Ministry of Water. Waste generation has increased within 10 years of around 1 million ton per year. And this is a great amount, a big amount to be dealing with, and we need to find a solution for that problem. Half or more than half of this waste that is generated at the national level is of organic origin. So based on the previous context and background, we decided to focus on the waste sector and energy use within the waste sector, and the amounts of solid waste going to the landfills. So we came up with an idea, from waste to wheels, and it focuses on transforming the transport fuel within the landfill to bio-compressed natural gas that is generated from landfill waste. And our partners was within this idea Greater Amman Municipality, Greater Irbid Municipalities, and the Ministry of Local Administration, and our main partner, the Ministry of Environment. So based on the national assessment and what we previously identified, we have a problem of high amounts of solid waste generated, and the fact that it is increasing fastly over the years. We have also a problem with transferring this waste to the landfills. The fact that 50% of this waste is of organic origin. Also, the cost of transferring this waste to the landfills, as well as it is considered of high carbon footprint, and we need to deal with that. The transfer part is emitting much of the emissions, as well as the landfill and the solid waste within the landfill is emitting large amounts of CH4. Visiting our most recent greenhouse gas inventory, we observed that the energy sector, and under this, the energy sector, the road and the transport sector has the highest share of emissions, followed by the waste sector. And naturally, the waste sector, 90% of its emission is coming from solid waste management. So it is critical to deal with the waste sector and the energy sector in order to avoid the emissions and to reduce the emissions. In order to develop the baseline scenario and the business as usual scenario, we used the LEAP software. And the LEAP software is a tool for energy planning and for mitigation analysis. It is not data intensive. It can run with minimal national data, and it gives mostly accurate outcomes. We used the data of demographic origin, like the national population, number of households, the gross domestic products. We used GDP, discount rates, fuel prices, and historical planned imports and exports. We also introduced the national energy balances, and those were the data that were mostly needed to run the tool. So according to our national context, our national priorities, and our climate rationale, the idea that was generated is to transform Jordan's transport fuel supply to bio-compressed natural gas that is generated mainly from landfills. The project overall objective will be to convert Jordan's waste sector collection fleet from diesel to bio-CNG using methane captured from municipal solid waste landfills, creating both supply and demand for sustainable transport fuel. This will be done through having and introducing a special purpose vehicle for financing, investing in bio-CNG production from landfills and from other sources, potentially could be sludge, financing the generation and refining of biofuel for a new fleet of waste collection trucks, and at a later stage could be used for public transportation and for aviation, reducing the methane emission and converting the diesel used in the transport sector in Jordan to CNG by creating both supply and demand for the sustainable fuel in Jordan. We estimated that this could be done over a span of 60 months, and it needs around 18 million euros. Some quick facts that supports the concept note. Jordan is currently generating around 2.7 million tons of municipal solid waste per year, and it is expected to increase in 2034 to 5.2 million. Only one landfill, that is Ghabawi, and it is operated by Greater Amman municipality. Only that landfill is producing electricity from biogas. That's around only 5 megawatt, and it corresponds only to 15% of its potential, and the rest of the biomethane is being lost in the atmosphere. Jordan's total emission of biomethane from organic solid waste is around 460,000 tons CO2 equivalent per year. And that is enough if used properly and converted to CNG to fuel 10,000 trucks. Jordan is 90% dependent on imported fossil fuel, as mentioned before, and it consumes 8% of its GDP. We have waste collection fleet of 840 trucks, and they are all operated by diesel, and which is a major emitter of methane and a major source of air pollution. Waste separation is gradually improving in Jordan based on the new introduced strategies and policies, and that will create a good and improved feedstock for bio-CNG generation. Also, methane extraction systems do not exist. Bio-CNG production facilities do not exist, and that gives us the flexibility to introduce the appropriate technology for our concept note. There was previously an opportunity identified by the government of Jordan to introduce SAF, Sustainable Aviation Fuel, from methane from wastewater or sludge, but no concrete ideas or plans were materialized. So that give us an indication that the idea or the opportunity is available. In order to make clear why this project matters, we have identified several target groups, and we have sought their buy-in. We proposed that this project or concept note will work in 13 regions and with 100 municipalities. So we identified the Ministry of Local Administration, Ministry of Transport, and Ministry of Environment as main stakeholders. Local authorities, including all municipalities within the Jordanian boundaries, landfill operators and wastewater treatment plants, private sector collectors, investors, also the vehicle vendors and technology providers and financial institutions and investors. We have also included within the proposal the entire bio-CNG value chain, and we have suggested to provide for their staff also access for training, for development of occupational health, safety, and empowering of women in decision-making levels. And now we will talk about the financial mechanism. With the support of our climate finance expert from the UNEP CCC, we came up with a proposed financial mechanism. It is called Specific Purpose Vehicle, into which the Mitigation Action Facility injects an equity grant of 14.5 million euros. This amount is balanced with the investment and absorption capacity of the 5 most profitable investment targets for bio-CNG production. And additional financing will be raised at the local market using the equity and initial investments as collateral. The volume will be adjusted to the rate of expansion of investments activities in credit line approach. Accordingly, projections show that free capital will reach up to 2.5 million euros after 3.5 years to 4 years, after which returns on investment will start replenishing. So we will consider the 2.5 million euros as a risk buffer. We thought that this way the activity will be self-sustained, considering the existing landfills are the most profitable source of bio-CNG production. And beside the investment, a financial support mechanism for the municipalities to change their investment practices into CNG-driven vehicles will be put in place. The financing of this activity will be gradually assumed by a company that will be established and called BioMobile Company. And its capital will base growth, but the demand is also expected to fall down with time. So as the bio-CNG operation will become as a best practice or the most common practice. The BioMobile Company will only support planning and providing technical assistance for the operation of the new vehicles. It will not support the investment of bio-CNG operated vehicles itself, as this is considered to be appropriate as a co-finance, self-financing mechanism or operation by the municipality themselves, based on the short payback time on new vehicles secured through BioMobile supply of lower cost bio-CNG. In order to estimate the mitigation potential of our proposed intervention, we have gathered or collected fuel consumption data, and it was provided by Ministry of Environment. We identified that Jordan consumes around 25 million liters of diesel per year for transport of waste to landfills, which is a very big amount. Emissions were estimated based on 2006 IPCC guidelines using Tier 1. The assumption was that running on CNG will result in a 10% decrease in greenhouse gas emissions of road vehicles compared to the baseline with the diesel. And when running on biomethane, their CO2 equivalent emissions will be lowered by 50 to 75%, with the assumption that the landfills are not sealed and 100% of the biomethane will be released into the atmosphere. Based on those assumptions and figures, we can derive that the total mitigation potential for the proposed measure will be the reduction of around 68,300 ton CO2 equivalent to around 140k ton of CO2 equivalent, which is a very good and very huge reduction that should be considered a very well intervention. Several barriers and risks were identified to introducing this intervention. The Ministry of Energy and the country's grid, electricity grid, has some constraints. So that means excess methane from landfills cannot be easily used to power generation. The intervention requires external investment to support startup costs and capital barriers to kickstart this market. Technical challenges exist in terms of maintaining the new vehicles, having established new workshops for maintenance and operation, ensuring that the new vehicles is in compliance with national standards and operational efficiencies. Local authority managers tend to think that the diesel technologies are better because they are more familiar with them. So this is a constraint. They are not willing to change easily. And we need good infrastructure for waste sorting, and that poses another technical barrier to scaling up the biomethane production. Adding up to the risk and barriers identified, there are some technical challenges that needs to be addressed. And the project aims to overcome those existing capital and regulatory and technical challenges throughout seeking external financial support from the Mitigation Action Facility to facilitate the transition from diesel into biomethane and CNG. CNG is using biomethane. From the identified technical challenges is that most landfills in Jordan are dump sites and they are not state-of-the-art landfills. So they need improvement and they are not well positioned for optimal methane extraction. Waste separation and sorting also are not widespread. Therefore, we need to have infrastructure for scaling up biomethane production and biogas generation. At a later stage, as bio-CNG production capacity increases beyond the absorption capacity of the waste collector fleet, other options and other vehicles such as public buses, as we mentioned before, and such as the sustainable fuel for aviation should be considered. The sustainable fuel for aviation is still a technology under process, under construction. So this could be a long-term option and will support the activities at a later stage. Investing in biomethane-based vehicles presents a promising option by creating a market for the CNG-derived fuel. However, the project holds several elements that depend on each other, and this is critical for financing, and this is challenging. Investing in bio-CNG generation facilities depend on the purchase of bio-CNG-based trucks and vice versa. So it's really a challenge, which part to solve first, which part to tackle first. this is really challenging. We included in our proposal other aspects that we thought can make our proposal more appealing. We included the fact that our proposal is in line with the Jordan's NDC targets. It is in line with our national priorities, the policy context, and regulations of the waste sector. It also provides technical assistance for the local authorities and the government as a whole. It is replicable, scalable, and sustainable model, and it has an aspect of financial contribution, like in-kind contribution by the public sector, and it promotes the public-private partnership. Thank you for your attention, and I'm ready for any questions or clarifications from our side. Thank you.